Hi, shalom friends. Did you know that we were born with over 300 bones, but as we mature, some of the bones merge and grow into one another, but every adult has 206 bones. Now, if I were to ask you, how many of us can actually name them? I mean, I think most of us are familiar with the ankle and the thigh, but when it gets to the more exotic parts of the bones that are found in the fingers and so on, why would I even know about them, much less know the name of it? So most of us don't know the names of our bones, but I would suggest that there are two bones which are very well known to us. One's called the wishbone, and the other one is called the backbone. Now, I know the wishbone is not a bone in a human being. I know that it's referring to a bone in a bird in front of the breast, and it's Y-shaped. And in ancient times, they would have two people. Each one would grab one part of this Y, and they would break it off. And I'm not sure if it was the bigger piece or the smaller piece was granted a wish. And ever since then, it became known as a wishbone. And the backbone is actually usually referring to the spinal area, but it became a figure of speech, the backbone, which symbolizes being resolute, being determined, being confident, and so on. So we might not know where our clavicle is. As a matter of fact, if you do know exactly where it is, there's a very good chance that you're having trouble with it. And that's why you know exactly where it is. Because most of us do not know the names of the bones or the inner organs until we're taught by a doctor why we're feeling and experience this discomfort. It's because of this and this. So it's good that we don't know the names of the bones. Well, at least not necessary. But the wishbone and the backbone seems to be two bones that we all possess and we all need, we all desire. And I'd like to talk a little bit about it. Wishbone is used euphemistically as the desire for something. I wish something. I desire something. I have a hope for something to occur. The backbone gives me the strength to fulfill that wish. For some of us, our wishbone is very, very great. It's very large. We have a lot of wishes. We have grandiose ideas. But we have no backbone. We just seem to shrivel in front of confrontation. We don't seem to have the determination necessary. Where is your backbone? I don't know. It turned into mush when I needed it. And for others, they have a very strong backbone. They're very, very determined. They're very, very clear in their agenda. But actually, they don't have many wishes. Their horizon is rather limited. I think we need both. But we need them to work in unison, the wish and the backbone. In Jewish law, there's a fascinating insight into the character of man, and it's actually based on a law which, in regards to the laws of kosher. As many of us know, that the same way there are certain animals that can be eaten, and other animals which are forbidden for a Jew to consume as food, the contrast between a cow and a horse in terms of food is very apparent to us. So too there are kosher birds and unkosher birds. But not only does a bird have to be of the kosher type, for example, a duck, but internally the bird has to be healthy. If there's a crushed bone, something that would interfere with the life expectancy of the bird, it's considered not kosher. So let me not be esoteric. For example, let's say a bird was thrown to the ground or it fell to the ground from a height and it picks itself up. Externally, there's no blood. It looks like a healthy bird, but it did hit the ground with a great impact. So we're trying to figure out, is this bird actually kosher? Meaning, are the internal organs all intact? So Jewish law gives the following test. Put the bird in water. If it swims, it's probably healthy. If it can't swim properly, then that means that something internally is not well. Now, what does that mean to swim? Says the Talmud and Jewish law, it doesn't mean swimming with the current, because it might not be swimming at all. The current is the one that's pulling it along. Rather, a kosher bird, to prove that it being kosher, it has to swim against the current. If it could swim against the current, that's a sign that all of its internal organs are strong and healthy. Rabbis have pointed out this as a beautiful ethical and moral lesson. If we want to know whether internally our mind, our heart, our innards are properly aligned with our traditions and heritage, can we swim? Well, swimming with the tide, with the current, is not a big chokhmah. It doesn't take great wisdom, and nor is it a sign of emotional maturity if you follow what everyone else is following, dressing how everyone else is dressing, using the language that everyone else is using, reading the book that everyone else is reading. That doesn't mean you've actually expressed any individuality whatsoever. You're merely being swept with the current. But when you swim against the current, when you do things which is not the norm, but it is the correct thing to do, at least for you, or in terms of Jewish religion, if everyone is working on Saturday but not you, if everyone is popularizing something of an indecent nature but not you, it is wrong, it is incorrect, that means you're a healthy person. Your internal organs are strong enough because you're able to swim against the current. So I leave you with this thought. Of the two bones, which one is stronger by you? Your wishbone or your backbone? I wish us all luck in the combination of both. Expand your horizon, have great wishes, but make sure that you strengthen yourself internally with Torah and mitzvahs, community and charity to give you the backbone, to give you the strength to fulfill your life's desires. Shalom.